Hey, good evening. Welcome to Trending Topics with Tanya, Faith, and Q. We don't know where the other half of the other third of this triumphant is at tonight. She
Mm,
probably come in knowing Faith. You know how she likes to make these grand entrances.
yes. Yes.
So, Tanya, what is going on?
I don't know. We got gorgeous weather. We got Trump up here denying ever touching on women. We got what we don't know about sweet Jamie Foxx. I don't know. We got everything going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I was reading an article and actually I'll put it up. Hold up one second. I was reading an article and it was talking about Jamie Foxx, and I seen something on Instagram just now in reference to Jamie Foxx, and people are like, you know, they acting concerned, they're not acting concerned. One of the things that people in the medical outside of the medical field, and we've all heard this before, is HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
And for
Yeah.
some reason, I don't think people realize like it's HIPAA laws and they can't disclose his medical condition, according to, because they can get sued. I understand he's a public figure, so people want to know what's going on. I personally really think people are just like really chasing. Um, Jamie's well liked. A lot of people speaks highly of Jamie, and I think people just want to know like what's going on with him. A lot of prayers are for him.
Most definitely. I want to know.
Allegedly, he had a stroke.
See,
Yeah.
and that's allegedly. I mean, I there's some serious power behind him because I don't care who you are. I don't care who you are. If you're a star of any sort, big time, infamous, whatever, there's no way you could keep this to yourself and in your closed little circle. Somebody's going to eke it out, whether it's for a price or just cut. This is mind blowing how secretive his health issues are. And for most of us, or a lot of us, we want him to be okay, but we still curious. We just want to know.
Tanya, that's the one thing that's interesting is that you're right. You would think a star of his magnitude, somebody of his stature, Hollywood singer, multifaceted in different
Yep.
avenues of art, you would think, okay, he had a medical situation. Um, you could speculate on what it could be. He's been in the hospital, I think, in almost 2 weeks now.
Yep.
Bunch of different reports. Then they came out and said he made a statement or the family made a statement on his behalf. But this could be a learning experience, and I mean it by saying this could be a way like, hold up, maybe sometimes the media, the public consumption, maybe this is a way of saying, no, y'all don't need to know what's going on because it is, we would say, mysterious that nowadays with all this information, like you said, going on, somebody in the family would leak it to another cousin. That cousin is go tell TMZ or whatever,
Yeah.
and we would know. And
Yeah.
it's interesting, like you said, that we don't know nothing. We just know he's
Nothing.
in the hospital,
How are you
undisclosed
that
illness.
powerful? What laws, what penal codes, what you have that nobody is daring to say anything?
Well, outside of HIPAA laws, we've seen a lot of people's medical situations play out in the public eye where somebody leaks something and it's just out there.
Yeah.
And it is, like I said, it is kind of crazy that we haven't heard anything. And that just maybe, like I said, maybe it just goes to show that the family is tight knit. They don't want to tell. Maybe they don't want to say nothing. So nobody um, told us anything. So
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. But I do got this article. I'm going to put it up here. Hold up. I thought at a Yahoo gave the best example of it. Jamie Foxx on his way to recovery after undisclosed illness. Source. Who's your source? They did record ABC News video. A source close to the actor told People magazine that Fox, who who is recovering in a hospital from an undisclosed medical emergency last month, is stable and is not in a life-threatening situation now. To be in the hospital this long, and he's not in a life, they say it's not a life threatening situation. That's kind of
and
odd.
to
I don't care how much money you got, how much insurance you got. You know, hospitals will push you out. You could have the best insurance in the world. You
yes,
got
they will.
hospitals, they'll push you out and
Yep,
be like, go home and you start your recovery process there,
yep,
your rehab process there.
yep, yep. So for me, I mean, is he even in the hospital? He could. I mean, hell, he rich enough to have a hospital at his damn house. So maybe perhaps that might be the situation. He done had some old fortress built over there to keep it private, because what that would be the only thing that makes sense to me, that you can block the paparazzi, that you can block anybody from getting the skinny on you. That this some deep stuff right here. This crazy.
Yeah. Yeah,
This is
definitely
crazy.
like you said, definitely after all the stuff we've seen. I mean, even to the point when Michael Jackson or any other big famous person passed away, we knew everything. Like you had all these sites, everything, and that wasn't even the advent of social media. But now with social media, you have a site everywhere. Somebody is literally the average person is a social media reporter, because if you hear something, the minute that you tweet it or you post it, you basically become a layman journalist,
Yeah,
as they
yeah,
say.
yeah.
So I thought that's interesting, and prayers for Jamie, whatever he got going
Yes,
on.
yes. Most definitely.
I thought it was
Most
interesting.
definitely.
But
Yeah.
anyway, before we get to our next topic, how you been though? Everything good?
Yeah, I mean, I done had some death in my family. My youngest brother, he moved on. He's with my mom. Hopefully, they chilling and having all kinds of good conversation. That was a real rough one for me. My birthday passed. I went on a
Yeah,
little
yeah. You was on a cruise, right?
yeah, I went on a little cruise,
Oh,
and you know when you
so
go on
you
cruises,
was
I
twirling
don't care.
your toes in the sand there, huh?
Yes, that ocean is awesome. Now I'm tired of the Pacific. I mean the Atlantic. I want to go to the Pacific Ocean now. I done did the Atlantic. That ocean, that's enough. They water go from brown up here in the north to blue over there in the south. But I'm ready for the Pacific Ocean now. I done did the Atlantic. But I had a
That's good.
wonderful time. You know, you go on them cruises and you meet people and you speak to people that you would probably never deal with, or that would even speak to the likes of me. So it was fun, and people treated me real nice. I had a good
Yeah,
time. I had a good
that's
time.
good. That's good. A lot of times we don't take advantage of and just getting that mental break
Yeah,
of the day to day,
yeah,
and being able to refocus, reboot,
yeah.
to re-energize. I know doing what we do, it has been so much going on, and we didn't even want to discuss this one topic. I'm probably going to even surprise you with this topic and with this one, because I know that this was a main topic last week when Ebony K. Williams was interviewing Ayala, and
Oh,
and Ayala asked her about dating a bus driver, and she's like, "If he on the bus," and she been getting a lot of pushback, and we're older, seasoned adults, and we understand how our families were blue collar workers.
yeah,
We don't, quote unquote, we were at the end of the industrial age
yeah.
before technology got to where it's at. And what do you I know you don't really we don't really we want to talk about relationships on our show.
Oh,
But what do
okay.
you think about, like, how that's always like a woman is talking about her standard, and then it's like this infighting, her standard versus what he thinks. She'll say, "Oh, I don't want no broke dude." how do you view that now? Because I know even me, like, and we're about the same age. Like, we talk about that stuff 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody, like, you met somebody you was attracted to, you went out, you felt as though you had some things in common, and I never even seen my grandparents argue over money.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
didn't do that. Like, they just did. Like,
They did it. They made
shit
it.
had to get done, it got done. It
It got
happened.
done, and that's for sure. And the thing is, that is so very true. We, you was automatically in your own circle where most of us belong as far as class go. So it was understood that the man's position was this, the woman's position was that, and they knew what to do. There was no instructions left for them. They automatically knew this is it. This what I do. This what you do. This what we do. Now it's not. It's not like that. And with changing times, changing technology, changing just everything changing, it is sad, but it makes sense because I mean, you got to go with the times, you got to go with the flow of things, but at the same time, they missing out on so much by not doing it the way my mother did it or my grandmother did it and my grandfathers. They missing out on the whole wholesome part of a relationship. And unfortunately, yeah, it was hierarchy, but it was a respected hierarchy in a family. And the dynamics were, I don't know, they were proper to me.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah,
me say.
it's interesting, Tanya, because you want to, we both have adult children, and you educate your kids, and you tell them, how to handle situations as young adults, and not that it our kids specific, but the younger generation. I don't know if it's them or just it's the end of our era.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know what it is. To me, and I know that having a child, getting married, getting into a relationship for an individual are very, very, I believe, important decisions and major decisions in someone's life.
yeah,
But I don't. But I also think that a lot of people are over analyzing stuff. Like,
yeah.
just like, back in the day time, you know how it went. If a
Black
guy
and white.
if a guy was whatever a guy was doing, if she was in school, I'm gonna take you back with this one. If she was going downtown North to Wilfred Beauty Academy, and he was going to school to get a trade,
Uh-huh.
they struggled together.
Yes, they did.
You
Yes,
know what
they
I
did.
mean?
They
If
did
if
that.
if they happen to be young parents, and they struggled together. The family helped raise the child, and
Yes.
whatever. Even if he got caught up in the street and did what he did, it was never no
Yes.
major discourse to the point where she said, "Oh, I don't need no man." No,
Right.
she always thought or believed, "I need my baby father in my life.
Yes.
He got to get
Yes.
himself together. He got to pull it together." And it's like I said, you don't want to be neglectful about the decisions that you're making. But it's like nowadays people are like over you were you just met somebody, and you worried about how much money they make at their job, because you planning the
Your
future.
future. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you planning 25 years down the line, like, oh, well, they make low six figures, so um I make high almost, I make mid six figures, they make low six figures, they ain't on my level. Like, you don't like, and if you're an employee, that could change overnight. You could lose your
Overnight. Yeah,
job. Yeah.
for sure. For sure. Now, I totally get what they saying. At the same time, that was not the major issue back when I was younger or my mother was out there in the beginning of her adult stages. In this day and age, unfortunately, it is calling on you to be about your coins. It really is. This day and age, it is about the coins. Now, a lot of women out here, if you can do it for yourself, then good night. Congratulations. Good for you. If you can do it by yourself, then I congratulate you. You should be independent. At the same time, if you're looking for that type man, then we talk it. That's a whole another ball game. So you want a man to give more than what you given, or you expect the man to give as much as you given. You have a right to feel like that. A woman want to live according to a certain standard. That's all well and fine. But now it takes away from. So what's this relationship all about? I don't know.
Mm.
For me, so then is this relationship platonic? Is this relationship, is it all about status and money? I mean, is that more important now? Yeah, that's the way it seems. It seemed like, listen, this is it. We in this relationship because we need to build each other's money up. Until when? Till y'all break up and now you want your half back, or no, they can't touch my half. Because see, the woman want their half and their half. But when you came into this, you had more than him. So should he take you under the bus and throw you under the bus now to take? It goes a lot of ways. But the values of a relationship is not being explained and taught the way it was, or not taught the way it was back in
It's
the
too,
day.
it's too centered around
It's
things
materialistic.
super,
It's
super
just too.
superficial and things that really aren't realistic. Like I said, you could be a high earner, what we most people consider high earner, high six figures, and literally a decision can happen overnight, and you could be no longer working. Now you could say, well, I could take my skills, assets, and what my know-how to go try to get that type of money.
Yeah,
But now you don't surrounded your whole life around your money. You don't
yeah,
surrounded your dating life, how where you live, because a lot of people do it. Where you live. Well, I live in this part of the country because I make this kind of money, and my hands call for that. If that's what you think, so now everything you're doing is based off of your income.
yeah, yeah.
So now the
And
minute
I
that
gotta
you,
tell you to just keep the coins that you have and try to add to it. In this day and age, that's not easy to do. So that gotta be some sort of a miserable relationship
I mean,
because
you know what's funny, Tanya, is that we both know that when people are in a relationship, you go through ups, downs, peaks, valleys, and one of the biggest things is
money being the
someone.
root to all evil.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, and sometimes you could say, well, I could say, well, you go through some financial stuff because you got foresight to do something, and then your mate go into a stash and be like, here, and you be like, oh, I didn't know you had to, and this is what it's
Oh,
for.
that's gonna
Because
cause a big old fight.
yeah, but
Yeah, yeah.
nowadays a person want to know, well, didn't you make this amount of money last week? And look, they even
That's
start
right.
calculating your check from overtime.
That's
Well,
right.
you worked 12 hours overtime last week based off your hourly wage. You should have put on this, and they'll even have the taxes divvied up. We live in this state, and they take out this much for taxes. I just think that one of the issues, and before we get to our other topic, is so many relationships. What people say on social media is contingent about around financial status, whether you don't know if this person that you're dealing with is a jackass or not, because you don't
Just
care
long
about
as you
none of that.
making six figures, high six figures,
Yeah, long as you
don't even
pay,
care.
long as
Got three
long,
women in the basement, don't care.
long as he high six figures and your life stable, but the meantime he got his whole leg up your.
Yeah, down low and down the street, over the yeah.
Yeah, treat you got community stuff and all types of stuff. So our next topic is former for,
You're so
former
bipolar.
former president Trump was
Uh-huh.
was found liable for he was found liable for the sexual assault
Yes.
in a civil suit. In a criminal suit, he wasn't he was found not guilty, or they didn't find enough evidence.
Yeah.
Um I really don't have much to say about it. I just think it's weird. I think it's is un is it he wasn't criminally charged. They didn't feel like they had enough evidence or whatever, but they felt as though he was liable. And he claims that he didn't know the woman. He says it's a witch hunt,
Well,
so forth,
everything's
so
the
on.
witch hunt when they coming after him. I mean, when it's his taxes, is a witch hunt. When it's the presidency and he losing, it's a witch hunt. When it's all of the women he done groped on and slobbered on, it's a witch hunt. So it's everybody's fault but his. He is not held accountable for nothing he does. I mean, in all honesty, I mean, this ain't really no news. I don't know why they blowing it out of proportion. They forcing me to see it, and it irritates me. So that's why I wanted to talk about it because they keep smacking it right in the
I I
social
I,
media.
I think the American people are politicked out. I think the last 5 6 years, the American people have seen so much politics, so much polarizing politics, and I say polarizing because I believe if you turn on mainstream news and you watch news for more than an hour a day, I really believe, and I'm not a clinician, I think you're going to go crazy
Yeah, you would.
because
You-
it's all over the place. You don't know what's news, you don't know what's real, you don't know who to believe because you turn on one station, they coming from one angle, a political angle. You turn another station, they come from a political angle,
Yeah, yeah,
and I think the American people like, you know, Tanya, most people black, white, Republican, Democrat, you know what they doing every day? They getting up, they going to
counting their
work.
coins, going to work,
Yeah, that's it.
coming home.
They
Yeah,
really don't care.
no, no,
They
no.
really don't care.
When
Just
I was watching it
leave me
on,
alone. Let me get these coins.
yeah, and when I was in the kitchen, I'm coming in from work, and I'm like, this is on again. They're gonna force this issue. Plus, it's time to vote. It's time to run his campaign. So that could be a part of just trying to boost getting his attention and getting your attention to, to focus on him or whatever the case may be. It could be a ton of reasons, but it's a shame that they feel as though they should waste any money on airtime
So I know he did a. I know right now, actually, I think he's doing a town hall with CNN. I'm gonna read this article, and it's interesting that he would be back on CNN, but it reminds me of something that somebody said to me. Hold on. Jury finds Donald Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation in E.J. and Carroll case. A Manhattan federal jury found that Donald Trump sexually abused E. Jean Carroll in a luxury department store dressing room in the spring of 1996 and awarded her $5 million for battery and defamation. Carroll alleged Trump raped her in the Bregdorf Goodman department store, and they defamed her when he denied her claim. She described the verdict as a victory for her and other victims of abuse. While the jury found that Trump sexually abused Carroll sufficient to hold him liable for battery, the jury did not find that she proved he raped her. He did
I
not
can
face any. He does not face any jail time as a result of a civil verdict. Trump said he will appeal the verdict. The former president opted not to testify in the trial and not put on a defense.
so she got paid. She living. Okay. One more under his belt. Okay.
I mean, for some people, this is a polarizing ex-president, polarizing individual that pushes the needle. I thought it was interesting that CNN, he announced that he was doing a town hall on CNN because we've seen during his presidency and right before his presidency, him and CNN would go at each other's throats. So I find it interesting that CNN would host a town hall. It goes back to something that a friend of mine told me in reference to the media and what the games that they play and
Yeah.
how they try to push a narrative.
And them ratings. It's for them ratings. He like they said, oh well, CNN's response was all people deserve to be heard or whatever it was. Republican, Democrat, whatever it is, they said, okay, so if that's your corny excuse, okay. So be it. We got it. We understand.
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah.
But anything else? I mean, it's a quiet night, quiet, not a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Yes. No, not a lot of crazy stuff going on.
Interesting stuff with Chris Brown this weekend.
I was thinking that.
First they come out Friday. Oh, no, it came out last week. Usher was talking about, yo, if they ever
Yes.
have a versus, there'll be a great versus, great tape. So then it was Saturday. Some of the media outlets on Instagram, oh, they had a fight. They
Yeah.
was arguing. They jumped Usher to beat him up. Then it
Yeah.
was that night. Usher did a video. Then it
And
was Chris
they
performed at Usher's event, and
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Chris was arguing with Tiana Taylor and this, that, and the
it's all to get boosts and ratings. I don't care what nobody say. Now, which one? I don't know. I don't find Usher needing that type of what's the word I'm looking for? I
attention.
yeah, I don't find him doing that to get that type of attention. But I don't have him doing that. Maybe Chris, yeah, maybe so. Cause he do cry wolf a lot. But it would be a good thing. It'd be like your uncle teaching your nephew, this how we do it. I mean, what can I say?
I saw all the crazy reports, whether he got into a fight, whether they jumped Usher.
I don't believe that.
I saw some video. They even showed a video where he was arguing with somebody. Like, one of the things that's interesting, and I always try to
But
say,
he is a little hot headed, and he do go
if
through them
if a
stages.
if a celebrity does not want their private life for public consumption, keep your private life private.
Yep,
You could have easily had a party. You could have a party. You could have no security. Nobody bring their phones in, so nobody have pictures, video, etc.
that's right.
And security will hold it down.
Yeah,
However, when these people do stuff and they give us content to talk about every Wednesday and other social media people, content creators stuff, they create the situation and then they get mad when the public wants to know, well, what happened?
and
You
then
know,
eat it up, and they
I haven't
eat it
seen
up.
I haven't seen on one page, right, where they was talking about Chris performed for Usher that night at
Yeah,
some of Usher's event. In the comments, it was like 10, 15 people wrote it. It's like, we don't want to hear all that. We want to know about the fight. The people did not want to hear about it.
we
They
want
wanted,
the juice. We want
yeah.
the
Hey, you know what they say? Sharks, blood in the water, they
yeah.
coming. They coming. They want
Well,
all the
this
tea.
story. We don't care about your talent. We don't care about none of that. What
Yeah,
happened? Who
yeah,
who
yeah.
hit who first?
Then they was like, then when Usher did his video, he ain't had no scars. They was in the comments like, he don't look like he got jumped. He
Okay,
don't look like he got beat up.
I don't see no busted lip.
Oh, streets gotta eat. Streets was coming. The vultures is coming.
Yes,
So I find it interesting. Chris, um, I always thought Chris was super talented. Chris
he
always
is. He is. But so is Usher now.
one thing about Chris that's interesting, right? Is ever since whatever happened between him and Rihanna happened, he gets the weirdest press. It's always, oh, some girl said he kidnapped him, and then he got to come out and
Yeah.
make like it's just messy.
No,
Whatever's
yeah,
around
it
him,
is. No breaks for him. So
whatever's around him, messy. But I would love to see a versus with Chris and Usher. I think they would put on a great performance. They both could dance, sing,
yeah, yeah.
so it would probably be nice
It
and
would
give
be
all the
nice.
fans of the verses something to cheer about. But I thought that was interesting. But that's all I got, man. Quiet,
Okay.
quiet.
It is quiet. And
Yeah.
and and that's not always a bad thing. It's not
No,
always a bad thing.
no. Any final thoughts?
No, just hope it don't be quiet next week. 'Cause
No, it
I
won't.
mean,
It won't. It won't. Listen, might not be quiet in an hour.
give or take. Yeah.
Yeah, give or take. But great show tonight.
Yes.
great to see your lovely face on these
You
airwaves.
too. You too. I miss it. I miss
Uh,
this.
and we'll
Talking trash, talking
and we'll
opinions.
anybody seeing Faith?
No, what
We
is
listen to
back
APB out of Faith.
back in the day? They had this animated thing about where is Oh, never mind. I can't think of it. But
Waldo.
yes, we gonna kind of put Faith name in there and scratch out Waldo name.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh, you're terrible. But look, great show. See you guys next week, same time, and we'll have some stuff next week.
Yes, we will.
All right. With that, everybody, take care.
All right. Bye.